Nadadam najanam nasundari kavitam bhajagadisha kamai mama janmani janmanishwari bhavatad bhakti tukitvayi trinadopi sunijena tarurupi soisnuna omanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. O Lord and Soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue, the playthings of lust or the toys of fame, as many times as I may be reborn. Grant me, O Lord, your steadfast love for thee. Be humbler than a blade of grass, be patient and forbearing like the tree. Take no honor to thyself, give honor to all. Chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto all. This morning our subject is Thoughts on the Gita, part 95. We are starting the Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, which has 20 verses. The first verse is the question of Arjuna. Then from 2nd verse to 7th verse, Arjuna answered this question. And from 8 to 11, Krishna said how to attain devotion. And from 13 to 19, Krishna described the signs of a true devotee. Sachame Priya, who is devotee to me? And the last verse is the conclusion of the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. In the 11th chapter, Krishna showed his cosmic form to Arjuna. You see me, I am your cousin, I am your friend, but see my true form. Do you like to see it? If you do like, but let me tell you, with your mortal eyes you cannot see me. Dibbam dadami te chakshu, I shall give you divine eye. With those eyes you can see. That is very, very interesting to all of us. When some people ask, have you seen God? You cannot see God with those eyes. Sri Ramakrishna mentioned, through love, you develop premier chakshu, premier karna, love eye, love ears. That is the way you can see God, you can hear God's voice. Transformation is absolutely necessary from within. That is a different realm. Moreover, we see God by the grace of God. You cannot demand that I want to see God, you show me. It doesn't work that way. Sri Ramakrishna gave a beautiful example. At night, the police sergeant with a bullhorn light is watching the city. He is in darkness, but he sees everything. But if you want to see his face, you will have to ask him, "Oh, sergeant, please turn the focus of the light on your face so that we can see you." So if he does want you to see, then he can turn the face, then turn the light on himself. That is the way it works. You can see God by the grace of God. Very interesting. In the beginning of the 12th chapter, in the last verse of the 11th chapter, Krishna mentioned a beautiful message. Mat karma krit, work for me. Mat paramo, make me your goal. Mat bhakto, be my devotee. Sangha borjita, be attached. Give up, withdraw your mind from the worldly things. That means Raja Yoga. And Nirvairo Sarva Bhuteshu. Don't keep any enmity with anybody in this world. Love everybody, serve everybody. That is Jnana Yoga. So ja sam ameti pandava, if that person, only that person can attain me. So there we find 4 yogas, each is important. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga. These are the 4 royal paths, according to Vedanta, to reach God. Again, no yoga is independent. I cannot love you if I do not know you. You cannot love a person on the street, stranger. Knowledge is extremely important. And if I want to love you, I will have to know you, I will have to think of you, I will have to do something for you. That is the way the 4 yogas work. You cannot separate the yogas like watertight compartments. They are all connected. Very interesting about these yogas. Bhakti Yoga is easier than the Krishna mentioned. Krishna mentioned, Arjuna's question was that that those who follow Nirgun Upasok, follower of the Nirgun Brahman, and the follower of God, devotees, among these 2, who is better? That was his question in the very beginning. I like to know who is better. Krishna answered, both will reach me, but those who fixing their mind on me, worship me, ever steadfast and empowered and endowed with Shraddha, they, in my opinion, are the best versed in yoga. Do you know what he was talking about? Both are my children, the follower of path of knowledge and follower of devotion. Both are my children, both will reach me, but the problem is, this path is a little difficult. The path of Nirgun Brahman. Why? Let me tell you how these yogas work. If you want to be a yogi, Raja Yoga, you will have to practice 8 limbs of yoga. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. You will have to go through these disciplines. Hard job. Second, if you want to practice Jnana Yoga, you will have to practice 4 external disciplines and 3 internal disciplines. Otherwise, you cannot be a student of Jnana Yoga. The 4 external disciplines: first, viveka, discrimination; second, renunciation; third, self-control; fourth, burning desire for liberation. If you have these 4, then you are just first step. Next, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Those are our 3 internal disciplines. Constantly hear about your true nature. I am Brahman. I am Brahman. I am Brahman. Then reflect on it and meditate on it. That path also is quite difficult. Karma Yoga. If you want to be a Karma Yogi, 3 basic things you need. First, Phalakanksha Varjan. Don't seek the result of action. Second, Aham Varjan. Shun, give up your ego. Third, Ishare Phalarpan. Offer the fruits of action to God. That is not easy. I am going to explain those things later. Bhakti Yoga, a little easier. Why? You love. You love your family, you love your friends, you love your work, you love people. Just divert that love to God, that's all. Your focus is this direction, just focus a little bit other direction. And Bhakti Yoga is very natural. Why natural? We cannot live in this world without love. Can you imagine a person who says nobody loves me and I do not love anybody? You will be like a wall, brick, cement wall, heartless person. I think I told you the story. Once I was in Sacramento, Swami Chetanananda was telling me, you know, this morning I had an interview with a lady and she came and told me, Swami, nobody loves me. It hurt me. Really, it hurt me. Can you imagine nobody loves you? Your life will be meaningless. Then he said, do you know what? But I see love is everywhere. That old Swami was telling me in 1980s. Look at this peach tree. All the year round is standing here, through rain, through frost, through heat and cold. When season comes, this tree gives me fruits. This tree loves me. This tree does not eat its own fruit. That tree loves me. In this way, he explained, it is in Shankar philosophy also. Sangato parartatvat. Every combined objects in this world is for others. Your beauty is not for yourself. We enjoy your beauty. This room is not for itself. We enjoy this room. Protects us from rain and cold. This light is not for itself. It is giving me light. In this chair is not for itself. We get comfort when you sit on the chair. Everything in this world is for itself. That is Shankar philosophy. Sangatu parartatvat. So, this path of Krishna says, it is a little easier. Why easier? That we are going to start in the verse 8. Look what Krishna says. When he said already, I think in the 6th verse, Kleshodhikartarasti sam abhyakta asakta chetasam abhyakta hi goti dukkham devad viravaypyati. All these human beings who see their body conscious. Body, body, body. It is extremely difficult for them to think, I am Brahman. Just transcend the body idea. Very difficult. There was one monk went for surgery to a doctor. And he used to practice, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. I am not the body. The surgeon says that we need a surgery on you. Patient says he was a monk. He says, go ahead. I am not the body. Cut whatever you want. The moment the surgeon used the lancet, cut, the patient cried out. Well, you said that you are not the body. Why did you cry out? वो तो किताब में है. That message is in the book. वो तो किताब में है. That is in the book. We are extremely body conscious. So, it is extremely difficult for those people, those who are body conscious, to think I am the Atman. Moreover, Sri Ramakrishna said, you have wife, children, and you are telling I am the Atman. But who will look after your wife and children? Be practical. Have devotion. Have love for God. Love God, love your children. Then, in the final analysis, you will see God in your children, in your family, everybody. That is the culmination of the Vedantic experience, anyhow. So he says, Kleshodhikartarastesham. It is very difficult. I remember Gita. We had a devotee in Santa Barbara, American devotee, very motherly and very outspoken. So I was to tease her. You want to realize God in a comfortable way, correct? Yes, Swami. You want to realize God reclining on lazy boy chair, smoking cigarette, drinking coffee, watching TV. That is the way you want God. Exactly, Swami, that is the way I want God. Reclining on lazy boy chair, drinking coffee, smoking cigarette, and watching TV. That is the way you want God. Bhakti Yoga teaches how to love God, how to live with God, and how to establish relationship with God. These three things are very, very important to a devotee of God. First, how to love God. As I told you in the very beginning, if you want to love God, you will have to know that person first. You cannot love a stranger on the street. I gave sometimes a very worldly example. Here is a woman fell in love with a very handsome man. Just seeing the physical beauty, she was captivated. Then she heard from her friends that man is very rich, multi-millionaire, a lot of money. The more her love increases. Then you say, oh, that man has very good qualities, musicians, writers, and all these things. The more this girl hears the qualities of that man, the more her love increases. First physical beauty, then qualities, then wealth. All these things enhances love in the mind of that girl. Just see how to love God. Know more, think more. Sometimes I ask people, if you want to get 1 hour meditation, read 2 hours. That will help your meditation. Your understanding will be clear. I saw some monks, before they sit for meditation, they read a few pages of the Gospel of Ramakrishna. That is the way they get quick connection. One monk used to read 4 verses of Viveka Chudamani before meditation. I am just telling you that how the monks used to practice meditation. Second, how to love God, how to live with God. That is another question. I remember in our Vedanta class, our teacher gave a beautiful example. Here's a piece of iron rod. You are a blacksmith. You put the iron rod into the fire, you are pulling the bellows. The moment that iron rod is red hot, you grip it with the tongue, put it on the anvil, hit it with your hammer. Whatever size you want, it will take that size. Because that iron rod is red and soft. Now you can give any shape you like. The Swami used to tell us, why don't you spend 15 minutes? Forget everything. Disconnect yourself from God, from the world. Just focus your mind only on your chosen deity. 15 minutes, you will not die. I assure you. If you keep your mind on God for 15 minutes. Try, see whether it works or not. Once you get the taste, it will be hard for you to come out. Sometimes in deep meditation in the shrine, the day you have good meditation, you do not want to leave the seat, the cushion from the shrine. That means you have roseate intoxication. Once you have that intoxication, you will try to get it again and again. Later on, what happens? A undercurrent flows inside the mind. You are working, cooking, cleaning, you will find the spiritual current is flowing inside. You are thinking of the God. How? Sri Ramakrishna said, when you have toothache, what do? You cook, you clean, but all the time your mind is on the toothache. That's Sri Ramakrishna said. Similarly, you do all of your work, but keep your mind in God. How to establish relationship? M, the recorder of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, gave a beautiful example. Here is an Indian girl, arranged marriage, going to her with her husband after the marriage, holding the mother, crying, I shall not go, I lived with you 20 years, and that man is a stranger, I don't know him at all. Then mother consoles, Oi tor bor, oi tor ghar. That man is your husband and his house is your real house. My sweet daughter, please go. You cannot stay with our family all through your life. You will have to build your family now. So she goes. Then when mother is sick, father writes to the daughter that please come see your mother. I cannot come. She writes all excuses that who will cook for your son-in-law. Your grandchildren are going to school. I have to look after them. I shall try to come in Christmas time. The girl who did not want to go, now she does not want to come back to see her parents. Do you know why? She has established relationship with her husband. In the same way, if you can establish relationship with God, this world will be different. That is the way it works. Bhakti. There are three kinds of love according to Vaishnava tradition. Samartha, Samanjasa, Sadharani. Sadharani means ordinary love, selfish love. That is the love of Brinda, Gopi. Krishna, just satisfy me, give me happiness, peace. I don't think about you, you just, whole focus is on me, selfish. Chandrabul is love, Krishna, let us both be happy, 50-50. You be happy, I shall be happy. Third, Radha's love. I may die, doesn't matter, you are my beloved, you be happy. The whole focus is on the beloved. These are the three ways the Vaishnava tradition explains love, devotion. Love, bhakti, according to Sanjillo, sa para anurukti ishwari. Sa, that bhakti, para, supreme, anurukti, attachment, ishwari, God. Supreme attachment to God is called devotion. The person really we love, we carry that person in our heart. We think that person. I remember we had a devotee in Laguna Beach. Husband is a doctor, wife is an artist. So wife used to complain to me, Swami, my husband loves his boat more than he loves me. Love. Do you know, sometimes I think about devotion. Do you know what I think at that time? I see Sri Ramakrishna has gone to Radha Bazar in the central part of Calcutta, Bengal photographic studio, and the cameraman was explaining Sri Ramakrishna. Do you see this negative? Glass negative. Each one side has silver nitrate, an emulsion, which take the impression of the human beings. Negative, we know negative. And then from that negative, you can make any number of prints. So seeing that Sri Ramakrishna went into Samadhi, if there is a coating of devotion in your heart, you can see your chosen deity, God, anytime. And if you carry that God in your heart, you will experience festivity all the time. You will achieve everything. That is the way. Now let us go into the book. Verse 8. Mayeva manadhasya mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdham nasamshaya. This is one of my favorite verses in the Bhagavad Gita. Fix your mind on me only. Place your intellect in me. Then you shall, no doubt, live in me alone hereafter. This verse is really, really important. God is promising, I will be with you. I promise. He doesn't lie. Even not only in this life, next life, after your death also I shall be with you. It is a great promise. You see, sometimes I say 2 pages of the book of life are missing. You don't know where you come from, and you do not know where will you go. So the religion brings to us those 2 missing pages, to us to know. Your lifespan is this much. So, moyeva mana adhatso. I shall try to explain this. One is from different angles. Why did he say man and buddhi, 2 things? Put your mind in me, that was not enough. Buddhi niveshaya. Now you will have to understand the function of the mind and buddhi. Human beings have antakarana, inner organ. That inner organ has 4 chambers. The first chamber is mind. What does it do? Sankalpo vikalpatmako manha. Mind thinks pros and cons. That is the job of the mind. Thinks. Mon. Second, chitta. Mind stuff, storage. Whatever you think, immediately it goes to the hard disk. It goes to the chitta. If I ask you, do you remember when you were in kindergarten, who is your teacher? Immediately you start to think, yes, I remember. You can shoot your minds 50, 60, 70 years back and can visualize your childhood days, where you played. That is the function of the chitta, storehouse of impressions and thoughts. Mind, chitta. Third, ahankar, ego. I am the knower, I am the enjoyer. I consciousness is very, very important. I am the knower. I am the doer. I am the enjoyer. This I consciousness is extremely important. That is your individuality. Fourth, buddhi. Buddhi is the king of these 4 things. Determinative faculty. I sometimes give an illustration. I am putting camera on your face. I am focusing my lens. The moment I see lens is sharp, focus is sharp, I click the shutter and I take the good picture. So buddhi is that shutter. It is called nishyatmika buddhi, according to Vedanta. Determinative faculty. From a distance I see a person is coming. Who is this? Who is this? Buddhi says, it is Mr. So-and-so. Buddhi determines. In Kathopanishad there is a called analogy of a chariot. This body is a chariot. Atman is the passenger. Buddhi is the driver. Mind is the reins. Horses are the senses. So if the horses are trained and you have a full control over the mind, you will not make any accident. Your chariot will reach the destination. This is the way it works. So buddhi is very important. What Krishna is telling, that you sat for meditation, all of a sudden you focus your mind in me. Mind did his job. So who will do the second job? Buddhi. Buddhi will have to hold it. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, when you are in the shrine, your buddhi, your intellectual holds it. So that then the mind will not oscillate it. But do you know which is the problem? Press 1 hour, we are in the shrine, came out, and they let the mind go. Again, mind is going, moving in the world, and mixed up, scattered. According to Yoga Shastra, mind has 5 conditions. First, kshipto, dancing, jumping, very restless. Kshipto, scattered. Vikshipto mind means sometimes it comes down, sometimes it jumps. It moves from one place to another. Vikshipto. Mudho, dull mind, sleepy mind, lazy mind. Ekagro, one-pointed mind, concentrated mind. And niruddha, calm, serene, controlled mind. So Yoga Shastra says there are 5 conditions of the mind. The buddhi brings the nirodha samskara, hold the mind in one place. If you have deep concentration, you can finish maximum work in minimum time. The difference between man and man is a difference of concentration. Nishyatmika buddhi. Nivushisaji moyeva, you will live in me. Do not doubt about it. He is emphasizing. Again, mind is matter. Mind doesn't have any light. Western people think, oh, my mind is conscious. Mind is the Atman. No. Do you know what does mind do? You have seen the children take a mirror and take the sunlight. With that reflected light they play. Mind is just like a mirror. It gets the reflection from the Atman. With that light we are playing. My average human being's mind only 15-20%. 80% mind is sleeping. Deep in a recess. If 50 points my person mind awakens, he will be genius. He will show miracle. 75% mind, he will get Shabhikalpa Samadhi. 100% mind, if it is controlled, he will get Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Average human being, 15-20% mind is working. 80% mind is in the bottom, is not working. Mind has no one light, it gets light from the Atman. A buddhi vritti, this is a very subtle point of the Vedanta philosophy. Continuously vritti, thought waves are rising in your mind. My health is no good. Oh no, I have to go such and such place. Oh, I have this problem, that problem. Oh, again I am thinking of the church, again thinking of Ramakrishna. This is the way mind is continuously moving in this world. But mind is the king of all sense organs. Who is the seer? We see through the eyes. But the eyes do not see if there is no mind behind. Again, mind, the vrittis, the thought waves of the mind is the seen. The buddhi is the seer. The Atman is the seer. Shakshi. Drigeva, natu drishati. Shakshi, this consciousness, that is the seer. So let your mind rest in me only. Train your mind to rest in God. This is the right place for it. The only then only it becomes a positive force in life. So now you understand, put your mind in me, hold me with this intellect, then you will live in me, do not doubt about it. Even after death, you will be in live in me. Next verse. Atha chittam samadhatum na shaknoshi moyi sthiram abhyasa yogena tato mam ichhaptum dhananjaya. If you are unable to fix your mind steadily on me, then by abhyasa yoga, seeks to reach me, O Dhananjaya. Abhyas. Abhyas. Practice, practice, practice. Swami Brahmananda used to tell his disciples, religion, practice, 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 struggle, struggle, struggle. That is called a spiritual life. Struggle. Swami Prabhupada used to tell me, in Hollywood, they have a routine. Every monk and nun must come to the shrine and meditate 3 hours a day. Morning 7 to 8, noon 12 to 1, evening 6 to 7. Other times you do whatever you like, 3 times you must come to the shrine. Practice. Swami explained to me, you know what, these American people, they are too much Rogers. They love to action. They really do marvelous work. The Hollywood monks, San Francisco nuns, they did so much work. But he disciplined them. You must come and sit in the shrine. Abhyas. But first time, second time he failed. At least among 3 hours, if you sit, sometimes your mind will come down. My illustration is very simple. Suppose you are supposed to sit in the shrine for 1 hour. Take it for granted, 59 minutes you failed. 1 minute you fix your mind in God. I brought 60 particles of sugar for you. I only put 1 particle on your tongue, and 59 I took away. If I ask you, how does it taste? Sugar tastes sweet. But you have taken only 1 particle. That experience is very vital in spiritual life. Here is a mason. He's trying to break a stone, hitting 59 times, failed. On the 60th stroke, the stone broke. Are the 59 strokes meaningless? No. That 59 failure brought you success. That is the way in spiritual life it works. Practice, practice, practice. Abhyasa yoga. Sri Ramakrishna gave a beautiful example of Abhyasa yoga. He said, do you know what? In my country home, Kamarpukur, I saw how village women make rice. Here is the husking machine, 1 lady paddles, and here is the machine, and here is the pestle, and here is the that hole. So rice is there, and 1 woman turns that mortar. She changes the rice in the mortar with her hand. And she, perhaps nursing her baby, taking on her lap, she is talking a neighbor that you owe such and such money to me. She is doing all these things. Do you know where is her mind? Her mind is on her right hand. 1 mistake means that pestle will smash your fingers and break it inside the mortar. So she is doing all these things, feeding baby, talking, but her whole mind is in that mortar on her hand. How is it possible? Abhyas. That village woman from her very young life, she started to practice these things. Now it becomes automatic. Like American people. In the freeway, they are driving, drinking coffee, biting donuts with one hand, just driving the cars going to work. That is the American way. American people are experts. And sometimes, nowadays they have a telephone built in the car, talking, eating donut, drinking coffee, driving car, going to work. Just see. Abhas, practice. I do not dare to do that. Of course, I do not know driving anyhow. Abhas. Golapma, a woman disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, practiced japam 16 hours a day for 30 years and had the vision of Gopala. If I say to these people, they will say, Swami, not possible. 16 hours a day for 30 years. That is called abhyas. Patanjali says, Tatra sthitau jatno abhyasa. When your mind touches your chosen deity or the Atman, hold it. Sthita, hold, so that it can establish there. That is the way it works. I remember when we were in school, there is a ceiling fan. So we'll have to stop the fan. So we stood on the high bench and we will put our hands there. Then the fan will just stop. That was our game, young boys. I can force that mind to stop. When mind just stops, what happens? The world just stops. Amazing. Another verse I practice from Manduka Upanishad. Manodrishyam idam sarvam yat kinchit sacharacharam manohi amani bhavi duito na upalibhyate. Manodrishyam, whatever you see in this world, it's nothing but the scene of the mind. When the mind becomes mindless, the duality is not perceived. The duality vanishes. So if you want to vanish the dualistic world, stop the mind. Make the mind mindless. Stop. When mind just stops, time stops. Space stops. Space, time, all these things, everything is in the mind. So, Ata chittam samadhatum na shaknosi. First he was thinking, chitta is very difficult to control the mind, but at least you can control your body. Abhyas. It says, Mayeva manadasa, you cannot do that. Now Krishna is giving alternative after alternative. If you cannot do that, do this one. If you cannot do that, do this one. I remember I was in Rio de Janeiro, 1998. I was 3 weeks in Brazil, 1 week in Argentina. I went. So I was telling these devotees are so enthusiastic. Our Brazilian devotees in Rio and Sao Paulo. So I was telling them, you see, one must work. First try to meditate. If it does not work, repeat mantra. If it does not work, read holy books. If it does not work, do some karma yoga. If nothing works, go to Blockbuster and rent a video, Mrs. Doubtfire, and that will work. It is Robin Williams, that movie, you know. People will laugh. At least you will be happy. Something must work. I saw Mrs. Doubtfire 3-4 times. It is hilarious. Mind sthiti. Tamoguna brings laziness, mind sleeping. Rajoguna brings activity. When these two gunas are suppressed by the sattva, then mind becomes steady. That we shall have to practice. Antaranga karma, bohiranga karma. Try to understand this way. It is very difficult to control these subtle things, that is the mind. But bohiranga karma, external things, easy to practice. For example, Shivogana Jiva Seva, serve human beings as God. That is a little easier. Holding I am doing. Sometimes I say, did you say ritualistic worship when I do? Do you know what does it mean? I am worshipping God through my senses. My hands, offering flowers, waving incense, waving light, offering food, decoration, beautiful images. That means my sense organs are worshipping God. And devotees also. They cook food, they serve food to the devotees. All these things come through these senses. Easy. That is the reason most people go to the Hindu temple. They carry fruits, flowers, the priest wave lights. That is easy for them. And I don't have to do any japa and meditation, you know. A priest will do for me. It doesn't go that way. You will have to do yourself. Mat karma paramo bhava. Question arises, does God any work? Does he have any duty? Evam pravartitam chakra. I say the wheel of karma in this world. I work all the time, but I am not attached. This is my play of Maya. I am behind every action. Nimitta matra bhava sabya sachin. Oh, Arjuna, you just be the witness. I already killed them. God works. He never sleeps. If he sleeps, the whole world will disintegrate. Chanchal moon. Problem is our mind is restless. Our Shraddhananda ji used to make a joke. Perhaps you have a television. Perhaps cheap a television. You cannot afford to buy a good one. And you want to see Elizabeth Taylor will be on the screen. But so much glitches, you know, you're going to see Elizabeth Taylor's face clearly and it is scattered, you know, this thing. You become mad. I'm just telling how a restless mind makes a person mad. So you are not happy that because you did not get a clear picture of Elizabeth Taylor, you break the television and buy a new one. Swami used to make all kinds of jokes. He used to say, American people are very creative, innovative. They invented so many new things. he's seeing the vacuum cleaner, you say, American people should invent mind vacuum cleaner. You are vacuuming the dirt. There should be a vacuum cleaner which will remove the dirt of your mind. If you can invent, you will be a billionaire, not millionaire. Invent something. Swami used to make joke of this thing. Abhyasa yogena tato mami chaptum dhananjaya. Abhyas karo. Abhyaso pi asamartho usi mat karma paramo bhavo. Madattam karma karvani kurvam siddhi mabapsasi. If you are unable to practice abhyasa yoga, be intent on doing actions for my sake. Even by doing actions for my sake, you shall attain perfection. Do you know what God's action? A Vedantin, he sees that God dwells on all human beings. So, serving human beings, you are serving God. That Sri Ramakrishna told his disciples, and that is the main philosophy of the Ramakrishna mission. Serve human beings as God. Because God dwells in them. Serving you, you are serving God. If a poor man comes, serve him with money. A hungry man comes, serve him food. If a sick man comes, serving him with medicine and nursing. If a rich man comes, serve him with spirituality. According to the person, you will serve. That Swamiji taught. Same medicine does not go all diseases. Medicine changes. So this process of serving also changes according to the need of those people. That is the way it works. So, Shiva. They were serving God because God dwells in all beings. अथैतदपि अशक्तोषि कर्तुमद् योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्म फलत्यागम tatah kuru yatatmavan. If you are unable to do even this, then taking refuge in me, abandon the fruit of all actions, being self-controlled. If you cannot work for me, mad yogamashrita, surrender to me. And relinquish the fruits of action. Surrender. It is very difficult to surrender to God. Do you know why? Ego. We have so much strong, raw ego. Ego, I told you, one person came to me, Swami, I have a little ego problem. Then I told that lady, are you the Miss Universe? No. Do you have millions? No. Do you have a PhD degree? No. Then what do you have? People become proud if you have beauty, a lot of money, or a lot of learning, then you become egotistic. What do you have? It is true, Swami, but still I have ego. Ego. He sarva karma phala tyaga. You relinquish the fruits of action. Kripana phala hetava. Those who seek the result of action, they are wretched. There is a big question about how to relinquish the fruits of action. I shall work and I shall not get the result. One of our secretaries was telling Swami, I came to me and Swami, I got a raise, uncle, a raise. Last 55 years working in Ramakrishna Hostel, only room and board, no raise. 55 years working. And this, now actually nearly 60 years. 60 years working here, only room and board. No raise. But God gave me playing beyond my expectation. Sri Ramakrishna, here Sri Ramakrishna mentioned Bok Alma Thou, give the power of attorney. Perhaps you know that the story of Girish. Girish was an actor, playwright, asked Sri Ramakrishna, Sir, what shall I do right now? Do whatever you are doing. In the beginning, you do your writing and your drama and on acting. At the same time, think of God. How is it possible for me? Then Thakur says, Shakal Shandai Bhagavan Naam Koro. In the evening and morning, think of God. Evening, morning. I come from the theatre at 3 o'clock, sleep at 11 o'clock. Where is morning and where is evening to me? Oh, you cannot do that. খাওয়ার আগে আর শোয়ার আগে একটু ভগবানের নাম করো. Before you eat and before you sleep, you think about God. Before I eat, I do not know when do I eat. I do not know when I go to bed. Not possible. Then do you know what Sri Ramakrishna said? Oh, that also you cannot do it. Then give me the power of attorney. I shall do everything for you. Only Avatar can do that. He took the power of attorney. Then one day Girish was talking about, I am going to do it. Never say that. If you cannot do it, you gave me the power of attorney. See, if it is God's will, I shall do. Now you are an instrument in the hand of God. Never say, I am going to do it. Your ego is already surrendered to God. Now you are an instrument in the hand of God. Later on, do you know what he said? If you fellows practice japa and meditation, that is easy. But this power of attorney is very difficult. Even I cannot breathe without God's permission. I am breathing. Very difficult. At that time, your ego is completely obliterated. Next verse. Shreyo hi jnana abhyasat jnanadhanam vishishyati dhyanat karma phalo tyaga shanti ranantaram. Better indeed is knowledge than blind abhyasa. Meditation with knowledge is more esteemed than mere knowledge. Better than meditation is the renunciation of the fruit of actions. Peace immediately follows renunciation. Abhyas. Shreyo jnano abhyasat. He was talking about first practice abhyas. But that abhyas, if you do it mechanically, it will not work. You will have to, when you do the japam, I am repeating Ramakrishna's name, Ramakrishna. Mind is on my books. Mind is in my stomachache. No. When I say Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna must come to my mind. I must see Ramakrishna. That means knowledge and my abhyas must go together. First. Jnana dhyanam vishishyati. Dhyanam, meditation is higher than this knowledge. This paroksha knowledge, indirect knowledge, knowledge of the scripture. That is not direct. Direct knowledge is experience. So that meditation is better. And meditation, karma phalo tag, the relinquishing the result of action is better than meditation. And when you renounce the fruit of action, shanti. Do you know what that means? Your ego is not there. Then yatra yatra mana tatra tatra samadhi. Wherever your mind goes, there is samadhi. This, I could not bring my topic about this karma. Karma shastriya. You are supposed to work with Shraddha. If you do not do it, that work does not make any sense. Let me read a little bit to you about Swamiji's, what he meant by Nishkam Karma. Gita teaches karma yoga. We should work through yoga, concentration. In such concentration, in action, there is no consciousness of knowledge, lower ego present. The consciousness that I am doing this and that is never present with one works through yoga. The Western people do not understand this. They say that if there be no consciousness of ego, if this ego is gone, how then can a man work? But when one works with concentration, losing all consciousness of oneself, the work that is done will be infinitely better. And this everyone may have experienced in his own life. We perform many works subconsciously, such as the digestion of the food. Many others consciously. And other again by becoming immersed in samadhi, as it were, when there is no consciousness of the smaller ego. If the painter, losing the consciousness of his ego, becomes completely immersed in his painting, he will be able to produce masterpiece. The good cook, concentrating his whole self on the food material he handles, he loses all other consciousness for the time being, but they are only able to do perfectly a single work in this way, to which they are habituated. The Gita teaches us that all work should be done thus. He who is one with the Lord through yoga performs all his work by becoming immersed in concentration and does not seek any personal benefits. Such a performance of work brings only good to the world. No evil can come out of it. Those who work thus never do anything for themselves. Do you know what Swamiji said? If I did anything wrong in my life, that also I did for others. I never did anything for myself. It is the Lord work through me. I am just an instrument in the hand of the Lord. Krishna also mentioned in the Gita, Brahman sarvabhutani jantra rudhani mayaya hirideshe orjuna tishchati. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hriddeshe orjuna. God dwells in the hearts of all human beings, and all these human beings are performing like jantra rudhani mayaya, as if like puppet. And Sri Ramakrishna went one sentence further. In the cooking pot, eggplant and potato jams. Why? Because the flame behind. You turn off the light, or eggplant and potato will collapse. So our jumping, we are all eggplant and potato. Thank you very much. Tumiva mata cha pita tumiva bandhusya sakha tamiva vidya dravinam tamiva sarvam mama deva deva. Lord, thou art my mother, thou art my father, thou art my friend, thou art my companion, thou art my wealth, thou art my learning, thou art my all in all, O Lord. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be with God.